You know, you know I love you, Butch.
Yeah,
So
oh yeah, I know. There's nothing problem. I
it's
I'm kind of
it's
thick skinned.
yeah, you are definitely thick-skinned. You're pretty good. And you're an awesome pilot. So welcome everybody. This is episode 194. Today we're gonna be talking with Butch Fly. As you probably know, he landed in a tree. I don't think he did it on purpose, but we're gonna be talking to Butch Fly tonight. How you doing, Butch Fly?
I'm doing great, man. Happy to be here.
Excellent. So apparently we are live because I just got a couple of notifications that we went live today. So pretty cool. Let's see. Let's go ahead and say hello to everybody in the panel real quick. Paramom knows. Is that your nose? Do you
Your
knows?
mom knows.
All
All
right.
right. Every time I'm
What
in
do
the
you
chat,
what do you know, Miss Linda?
I know what I know is what I know. So I
Excellent.
know because you know, and we all know that it's Monday night, and you know what that means. That everybody jump in the chat. We're going to have a great show tonight. Thank you, chatters and listeners and viewers and all that stuff out there in the para world. That thanks for joining us tonight. We're going to have a great show. We got Butch Fly. I call him our guest of honor tonight. Yes, I had instigated in the guest chat. No, we're just going to talk about pretty much everything about flying and things like that, right? So that's it.
Absolutely.
So sit back, enjoy.
Yep, everybody has mishaps. So tonight is all about
Yes,
mishaps.
yes,
We'll share Butch's story, and then we all have stories already queued up. We got turtles, we got butt landings, we have motor routes, we have all sorts of fun things queued up
yeah,
for you guys. So this can be really good. Look good. We
yeah.
got Kevin Houston from Mississippi. How you doing, buddy?
Doing good. How are y'all?
Doing pretty good. So you're gonna be over here pretty soon, and you're gonna be flying again.
I am, and I can't wait.
You've been missing it, yeah?
I have very much so. I walk out all the time and look up at the sky and check the weather.
Well,
So
we will see you here very late Friday night, then
yep,
all day Saturday and Sunday. So can't wait. We're gonna have a blast, man.
I can't either. Looking forward to it.
Excellent. We also got our very own Scuba Steve. What's up, Mr. Scuba Steve?
How's everybody doing? How you mom and them? Yeah, I had a really great opportunity to fly this past weekend, but there was just too much stuff to get done around the house. It's probably the only weekend I passed up where I could have flown and didn't. So I'm bummed about that, but there'll be other days to fly.
Absolutely. There's always good days to fly. Don't want to go out and fly when there's too much wind or anything like that, right? We want to be safe. All right. We also got Jim from Canada, eh? The only guy I know is maple syrup smelling money. And if you don't believe me, go up to him and ask him, as other people did. So how you doing, Jim?
I'm doing well, thank you. Doing very well.
Did you or have you been able to give away your shirt yet?
No, I haven't, but I'm halfway there, halfway from where I was, so I'm doing pretty good. We're at I think about 1250 subscribers now, and so that would be awesome if we could get up to 1500. And yeah, be cool.
So what do we need to do to win that shirt?
Just need to subscribe to my YouTube channel, careppg.com or Jim Samard, and you'll find me.
Excellent. You also run carepp.com.
Yes, I do.
What's that all about?
It's a printing company, so I can print pretty much anything you need. If you need documents, checks, signs, decals,
Deckles.
whatever.
Deckles.
Yeah, that sounds better.
Yeah.
I can keep one.
Every time that you say you're printing checks, I'm like, man, just print me $1 million check and send it to me. That'd be fine.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it probably wouldn't work.
I know, right? So also too, you are an official printing sponsor for the show. And if you use, I don't know, what was that special code that you use for X amount of money off?
PPG Grandpa. Just mention PPG Grandpa and you'll get 10% off.
That is amazing. Well, thank you so much. That's awesome. I feel great that I'm worth 10%. All right. All right. Thank you so much, Jim. And we appreciate you. You can check out his QR code or go to carepp.com. Watch his crazy paramotor shenanigans at careppg.com. Thank you so much, Jim. We appreciate you, buddy. We also got Will Fly from willflyppg.com. What's up, buddy?
Hey, just trying to get the wheel all set up and ready to go.
Yeah, we got the spinny Will tonight. So make sure you guys at Will Fly and tell him that you're here.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's going to be a good show. I've had a good flight. Actually, a couple of good flights this past week. The weather's warmed up finally. Gosh, tomorrow it's going to be like, I think 78 or 80 degrees. So, man, that's going to be nice. Looking forward to it.
Definitely have to go out and fly. And we can find your cool flying shenanigans where?
At willflyppg.com, or you can go to YouTube and search for Will Fly. Either way, it'll take you right there.
Excellent. You can always find me at iflyparamotors.com. I also run Paramotor Arkansas, so you can find me at paramotorarkansas.com. And we also have a new nonprofit, runintothesky.org. Make sure you check that out. Tonight is all about Butch Fly. Butch Fly, the treetop guy.
Yes, sir.
Butch
But-
Fly, I like that, man. That's going to stick.
I
Yeah,
know.
it already has.
Wait a minute. Did you say stick? Like,
Good.
Yeah, like a
Stick.
gumball tree. Yeah.
so just in case people don't know about Butch Fly, but I'm sure they do because you're so internet famous now. Tell us a little bit about yourself, how you got into paramotoring, and we'll go into your treetop landing here in a little bit. So tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got into paramotoring.
Well, I started off in 2006 or 7. I went on a parasail. I was at the beach and I was seeing somebody parasailing, and I thought, man, it looks cool. Let me try it. Well, I liked it. I loved it. And I came back, started searching for parasail, and next thing I know, Paramotor popped up, and PPG Grandpa and a couple other ones. And I started watching that. And then I got into it. I called you, came over here April the 1st, and May the 5th, I was flying. And I think it was about the second or third week in May, I packed up and moved over here.
Yeah, you liked it so much you decided I'm not going to stay in Alabama. I'm coming over here and I'm going to work with Sean and build up the nonprofit, because you were the first person that went through our nonprofit, runintothesky.org.
Yes, sir. And
So
I couldn't help it. I had to give back. So I want to help as
That's
much as
weird.
possible.
So you say your first flight was May the 5th?
Yep.
Wow. Because mine was May the 5th also. That's
Well,
strange.
Ooh.
I can't count May the 4th, even though May the 4th be with you. Because I literally didn't really fly. I just glided down to the ground. So that one don't count. So
it does count. It does count. If you glide,
Yeah,
that counts.
if
You
got
flew.
off the ground.
okay, 4th or 5th, but we're 1 year apart, but we still got the same flyversary, if you will.
Right. Heck yeah.
I like
Cool.
that flyversary. I don't think I've ever heard that before.
Nope. That's cool.
Learn something new every day.
Right.
So
Oh, I gotta write that down.
yeah,
I
but
like
real
that.
quick, Scuba, you've been flying for a year more than Butch,
Correct.
correct? And how
right.
many flights do you have?
I have built Butch has got me beat. I'm at 12 or 13 now. So yeah. But I don't have the luxury of going out back door and taking off either. I literally
Right.
have to plan mine. It's a pain in the butt. It's
Right.
either work or the Air Force Base is doing drills or something that keeps me, or weather that usually keeps me from flying.
Right. I'm super blessed. I am. I know it. You know.
Yeah,
I'm
you don't know how
super
lucky you are
blessed.
till you get in the area where you can just go out and take off. You know, that's
Right.
awesome.
Right. I do realize that I'm very blessed and I am very lucky. You know, I know that. You
Yeah.
know. That's
And
why I
we-
try to stay humble, you know, keep some humility about me, and I'm pretty thick skinned. I mean, I don't really care what other people say. You know, it doesn't affect the food on my table or the roof over my head, so I really don't care. You know, and
Well,
to everybody that ask me, you know, how I'm doing, and they're glad that I'm okay, I appreciate it. And for those of you that I couldn't get back in touch with, I apologize. I've just been busy.
so what we were talking about in the pre-show is that Butch and I were talking about keeping this private because, you know, we don't need that out there if you don't want to, obviously. And Butch said, I didn't realize that when I started going forward, or I want to make that 180-degree turn, how much altitude I lost, doing a turn. So he thought, you know what, this would be a good teaching video. This would be good teaching as far as helping someone that's out there. If this ever happens to you, that this might help somebody else. So Butch was like, let's put it out there on the internet. So that's why we're doing this. And that's why you've seen the videos of Butch landing in the tree. So if you wanted to, we can talk about that and actually show it on here.
Yeah, go ahead.
You sure? Because I'm just kidding.
I'm fine.
So tell us really what happened. So as I'm trying to find this, tell us what happened as far as the tree landing. So I'm going to search for it and go ahead and find it.
All right.
I'll find it while you talk about it.
Okay. We were up flying. I was coming in. I was gonna land anyway. I was gonna come in and buzz the LZ and check out the windsock, see which way the wind was blowing before I actually landed. Well, as I started coming up the tree line, I went to idle and the motor died out. So I was like, well, let me get over here to the LZ that I know real quick instead of landing in a field that I don't know anything about, the power lines, barbed wire fences, guide wires, or what have you. Let me get over here. I thought I had enough clearance to make it. But when I turned to the 180, I lost way too much altitude, a lot more than I thought I was going to lose.
So I'm going to add this with sound so we can actually hear this as we go, so that we actually have the full video with the motor out. So we're going to go ahead and just start here at about 1 minute because we started talking about it also. Let's go ahead and watch the video with the sound. This footage that was on your chest cam?
Yep.
All right, so you had a motor out and look at all that beautiful open area.
Yeah.
Beautiful open area, and you turn all the way around.
Yep. And then right there was way too much sink, and I knew I messed up.
Now we see that you. So where's the actual full video? I think it's back here that we didn't talk. Okay, I'm sorry. There it is.
Mother. Yeah, there was a couple other chores words that you took out. Thank you.
Well, totally understand. I mean, I'd feel that way too.
It was idling. I went to give it gas, and as soon as I give it gas, it went, and that was it.
Yeah. Oops, I think I still have the audio on. There we go. So turn off the audio. So yeah, so we can all look and see that, there was so much room that you could have went someplace else, but until you actually go there and you're actually there yourself, in that situation, it's really hard to judge a video or judge somebody else. So what you did as far as being new to the sport, you were really high. Right. So when you had that motor out, you turned, but when you turned, you lost a lot of altitude doing that 180.
A lot more than I thought.
Exactly. Because what did you say earlier? You said that all the turns and everything you ever done, you always had a 1,000-foot deck, right?
Right. The minimum I stay is 1,000 feet. I usually don't do the low stuff. I don't care for it. The only time I do low is when I'm coming in for a landing. That's
It
really
looks
the only
like
time I do low stuff.
it looks like you caught some sink too. You can see where you rock
Yes.
back and forth as you turned. That's when it was that wind was coming in, and you just dropped right after that. It's kind of like you went
Right.
up and then just dropped, and then you were like, "Yeah, I'm going for the tree," because there was nothing else really you could have done at that point.
Nope. No. And somebody else went through the same path yesterday, and he said he about hit the trees too because the sink that right there, but he had the motor and got out of it.
That's another thing. I see a lot of pilots that post videos that they fly in questionable areas where there's no outs. And I don't know if they just have supreme faith in their motor or what. And it's the same thing we say every time. It's not when you have a motor. It's not if you're going to have one, it's when, because it's going to happen and you don't know when that's going to happen. And if it happens when you don't have an out, you're going to end up at a tree or somewhere worse. So it's really important to, keep your outs available.
Exactly. And this is something that Butch did all the time. He would go around, check to see the windsock to make sure he's going in the right direction, come around and land. So, I mean, it's something he's done for what, you have 40 or 50 flights now?
Yeah, over 50.
Yeah, so over 50 flights. So, I mean, you've been used to doing that.
Right.
And just suddenly the motor goes out way too low to even try to restart it.
Right.
And
so
it's understandable.
Mr. Brian Hummer, how you doing tonight, sir?
Hey, King Cook.
King
King
Cook
Cook
America.
They are awesome. King Cook is awesome.
Yeah,
I finally got to fly that King Cook trike. It took a while, but I finally got to fly that.
Yeah.
Excellent. So everybody saw the video of Butch's treetop. Any questions from the panel or any questions that popped up in the super chat?
Yeah, I have a question.
Oh, go ahead.
Were you flying the trike?
No.
You weren't. Did you? So then you had access to your trims. Did you have them full in?
Yes. As soon as the motor went out, that's the first thing I did. I pulled them all the way in.
Oh man, that's so smart. So smart. Good for you.
So when you're like, okay, so I assume the canopy of the tree took the weight of the wing, pretty much the weight of your paramotor. Was there any kind of were you tangled in your lines at all? Like,
no.
I could see where your lines may have come down a little bit and then come back against your neck or something. That would have been terrible.
Right. There's a lot of things that could have went wrong that didn't, but as soon as I hit the tree, I started grabbing, reaching for anything. Yeah, I was like a baboon baby on his mama's back. I was clenching onto anything and everything I could grab a hold of.
That's smart.
Yeah, it was 95. It was 90 to 95 feet off the ground.
Yeah, that.
But luckily, I was a kid in the 80s, and I climbed a lot of trees when I was a kid.
Oh, there it is. Do the dance.
No, bro, nothing's
Look how high you were.
Yeah, I know.
I saw you hit the tree. My heart completely dropped when I saw this. It scared the crap out of me. Saw it whip around. You're live.
How did you manage that?
I tried to make it over here to the.
Then that is the best part of it. How did you manage that?
I think that tree grew and grabbed you.
Hang in there, don't go nowhere.
Yeah, I was sitting there mad as a man. I was so mad that it happened, and then Sean come by. Oh, don't go nowhere. I'll be right there. It cracked me up. I started laughing. I about fell out of the tree. Where am I going to go?
Yeah. So I'm really glad that you're okay. Yeah, I was way up there. You saw the video. I zoomed in really far so you could see. I could barely see it because I was trying to go up to a mile, and I was looking down. I just happened to turn around and see you. Goes, oh, I guess you're going in for landing. And then I saw that where it looked like you landed in the tree. I'm like, oh God, I hope that's not what I just saw. And then I spiraled down as fast as I could. But it's amazing how long it takes to get down from flying when you're up high. Even when you spiral, now I had to go really far back to the LZ, and it really took a long time, unfortunately, for me to get out there. So glad you just hung around and waited for me.
That was funny. Yeah. Hang out, Butch. Don't go anywhere. Yeah.
Well, it was kind of funny. While I was in the tree, I got a phone call. Somebody called me from Alabama. I was like, I'm gonna have to call you back. You busy? Yeah, I'm kind of tied up right now.
Well,
Yeah.
there's one thing that I wanted to comment on. First of all, the person that learned the lesson the best right now is Butch, and I've been there, so I know what that feels like. So no judgment for me, man. You survived, right?
Right,
exactly.
exactly.
If you had to do it again different, what you would do. And so I appreciate you sharing it with us so that we can learn from that. Um, I've had, several, 4 or 5 motor outs, but the one thing to keep in mind is that anytime you turn, you lose altitude. It's the horizontal component of lift. You're taking the lift that's vertical and diverting it sideways, and something's got to give, and that's going to be your altitude. As a pilot, if you ever lose your motor, you're told you have basically 2 choices. You'll land straight ahead or at a 45-degree angle off center of the runway. Those are your 2 choices, really. You can't do anything else. You can't go around. And a lot of pilots have lost their life from trying to make that 180-degree turn back to the runway. So it's if I had a choice, though, if I had a choice between the 2, and
I'm so sorry.
Yeah,
that was me. I'm sorry.
Okay, if I had a choice to where I could land in the field behind me or the land in front of me, and I could safely make the field behind me, I would always opt for the field that I know instead of the one that I don't. Because there could be power lines, there could be rut stitches, and but that wouldn't be an excuse to turn and try to do an unsafe 180. So
I agree with Will. I mean, considering your circumstances, and you, as far as I understand, you normally fly trikes as well. If you are flying, you're not flying your trike, you want to land where there's not going to be any gopher holes, or where there's not going to be any real tall grass, or you're not going to hurt yourself because you also have previous injuries. So I totally get your and you almost made it over that tree.
Yeah, that's it. I almost made it, but I didn't.
You kicked a little harder. You might could have kicked the branches out of the way and went right through
it.
Yeah, anybody could have been caught with that. I mean, that was close.
Right.
Yeah, I think that we all had close calls in our paramotor career. I know that Will Fly has shown a couple of times how he almost hit a power line. We watch all sorts of videos online where people get caught in a tree. Paul Marzano said also from skydiving days, tree landings, keep your feet and knees together, protect the major arteries in your legs. So we have power, thank goodness, but all the different powerless gliders like paragliders, skydivers, and stuff like that, they go where the wind takes us, and sometimes they land in trees. Actually, they land in trees a lot, unfortunately.
Butch, thinking about this, if you say you would have turned left or right to avoid the center of that tree, that probably would have been worse, because what could have happened, say if you turned left when you were headed towards a tree canopy and you was able to cut the gap, but your wing caught the canopy of the tree, it could have deflated your wing, and then you would have fell that 90 feet to the ground. So you did the better thing by going for something you could grab hold of and not fall. Because if you would have tried to cut that and then it just clipped your wing, then you're
Right.
going straight down, and
Yep.
there's no reserve that's that quick.
No.
I got a
Yeah.
question for Butch. When you crashed into the tree, what was the first thing that came to your mind? Now be honest. What were you worried about at first?
Oh, how much this is gonna cost?
Me too. That's the first thing that came to my mind. Oh
I'm
my
not
God, is
gonna
my
lie.
wing okay? Oh my, is my wing okay? You know?
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah. Yep. That was the first thing I thought of. How much is this gonna cost?
Exactly, John Wayne. That's pretty much what I was saying. Yeah, if it just clips your wing, yeah, that would be bad.
What's up, John?
John Wayne, what's up, buddy? So, what kind of damage did happen though? So, Butch, as far as you yourself, your paramotor and wing, what damage actually happened?
Nothing. To the paramotor, the paramotor was solid. I mean, that thing took a licking and kept on ticking. It didn't have a scratch on it. Not even the propeller didn't have a scratch. But the wing, yeah, it was fine at first until we cut the trees down, and then one of them came down and the other one didn't, and it ripped it all to shreds.
Well, how about you?
Oh, I didn't have a scratch on me. It hurt my feelings in my wallet more than anything. You know,
That's
But-
good. That's
Right.
good. That could have went way, the other way. You could how many feet up were you?
90 to 95.
Yeah,
And I saw that ladder. I'm like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, that it was a
You
24 or 28-foot ladder extended all the way, and
Well,
good
your
thing
prop,
you're not scared of ladders.
yeah, your
It would
prop
have
probably
been like,
wasn't going to get hurt anyway because the motor was dead, so the prop
Right.
wasn't spinning at all. So,
no. Mm-mm.
besides
But-
it breaking on a limb, that's about all that could happen to it.
oh my gosh, they would have had to grab a bungee cord and bungee me down because I'd be looking at that ladder going, no.
Yeah, I told him,
Not
don't
going
call
down
the
that
fire
ladder."
department. I'm fine. I can get down. I scaled the trees when I was a kid. I used to
Did
be.
they
a-
have the sirens going?
Do
Oh,
what?
yeah.
They had the sirens going?
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
I bet they got.
Yeah.
That's for me.
It was embarrassing. And then when he said, "Oh, there's more of them coming, they got to see this."
Yeah, I know. If something like that happens, I would much rather be unconscious than to
Yeah,
kind of sleep past that part. Wake up.
That's fine. I mean, even knowing that personally, knowing that the fire department was down there waiting for me, I would have really I would have been real dramatic,
Yeah, I'm glad you're okay, Butch.
Yeah, me too.
Me too. And why did we not have the fire department come and get you? Because you thought it'd cost you money to
Yep.
have them get you. However, we found out that if you do have a tree landing, the fire department will come and get you out free of charge.
Yep.
So
Oh,
that's
They
something to
said
think
after
about.
I was on the ground.
whose ladder
Right.
was that? That wasn't the
That
fire
was
department's
Sean's
ladder?
ladder.
No, that was
That
ours.
was John's ladder.
Oh, okay.
No, a fire department would be able to go all the way up there almost, I suppose. I mean, they got those big hook and ladders, I guess.
Oh yeah, that's what I
Don't
thought.
worry,
when I
Butch.
saw
I'm
it.
gonna go get you a ladder. I'll be right
Yep.
back.
That's all I needed. As soon as I got down, the first thing I done was jumped in my truck, ran to Walmart, and bought a 100-foot rope. And I
You-
scaled back up the tree and got the paramotor and lowered it down.
Wow.
Man, oh man, your adrenaline, I bet your adrenaline was just like,
That's why I
Like-
knew I better go back up the tree now before the adrenaline wears off and I start getting sore. Because once it did wear off, I was sore.
You
From
climbed
climbing
back up
and
that
down.
tree.
Man, and that motor's not light either.
Nope.
Trying to get that out, let alone get it out of a tree.
Yeah, I had a full tank of gas too, I think.
Can you show us a picture of that tree again when he came down it? Because it looked like it was a straight pole almost coming straight down. How did you climb
It-
back up?
For the same way I scaled it. And
Come on,
it was
Butch.
full of a poison ivy, but luckily I'm not, I'm not allergic to poison ivy.
Wow, that's cool.
It's
You're
because
like-
I played in it a lot when I was a kid.
You're like a
My mother
superhero.
used to run me outside at the, crack of daylight. Don't come back till dark.
You need to be in one of those. You need to be in one of those Batman comics where you get to fight Poison Ivy.
There you go. That's funny. Wow. Poison ivy. No, that wouldn't have been too good. Jeez. Top of everything else. Goodness.
Like, I
Holy
was
moly.
lucky, super lucky. I'm
Yes.
super blessed.
Yeah.
And if the video helped one person, then it was worth it. It was worth it being out there. It's worth all the negative, which there hasn't been much, but there's been a few, but I don't really care about that. I appreciate everybody's, wishing me well and checking on me. I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you.
Man, I had screwed up on a takeoff and I slipped on some mud and fell. And one of the comments on my video was I needed to get training. I'm like, I don't know how training would have helped with that. Whatever.
With mud, yeah.
The people, it's been my experience that the people that are, I guess, kind of like that, negative and sharing their negative feelings towards someone's misfortune is they either haven't had it happen to themselves yet, and I say yet because it's going to happen to everybody to a degree or so.
Man, you see Butch's eyes after he got down out of that.
Yeah, I did.
I've never
So
seen. I mean,
so
it's like
just
he
ignore
had
that
eight,
stuff,
eight
Butch.
cups of coffee. They're just huge. It's like, wow.
You catch that, Butch?
Adrenaline is pumping wide open.
Butch,
Yes.
you did catch that, right? Just ignore it, man. Ignore any of the.
Oh yeah, that's what I do. I'm pretty thick skinned. I'm not worried
They're
about
not
them.
part of the solution.
Right. No. But thank you.
So you climbed right back up. Wow.
Yep.
Oh, there's a tree chopped down. Okay.
Yeah, James was asking about that. Can you tell us more about that?
Were you getting even with that tree?
Oh, he got even with the tree. He got even with that tree.
Right. James is asking what?
He's asking about the wing, and are you going to try to send it in, or what's the deal?
Yeah, I'm going to send it in to Cloud9. We've already got it packed up. I've got pretty much everything done. Hopefully it's going to be sending it off tomorrow. And from what I've seen, and I've sent them pictures already and talked to them, they said, yeah, no problem. They fixed worse.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, they have it on their website as far as the things that they've fixed, and they said, yeah, we fixed that. Now remember, they can just pull out a whole panel and replace a panel pretty easy. Lines are $25, I think. Panels are $25, so it's really not that bad. You can basically take a shredded wing and get it nice and replaced. That's what I was telling him when I was down on the ground. It's like, don't worry about that stuff. Let's just get you down safe and sound. I was worried about him falling.
Right.
But yeah, everyone looks at this and is like, well, you could have done this, you could have done that. But until you're in that particular situation, it's hard to to know what you would actually do. It's very possible you're like, well, I'm going to try to turn around and go where I know, and then get stuck in a tree like this. And just remember too that we talked with the fire department, and they said that they would have came and picked and got him out of there free of charge. So this is something that you might want to check around in your local area, because if they would be able to help you in your local area, you might want to let other pilots around you know that they do it. What you looking at, Steve?
Tony's asking, did he have time to flare? I'm like, flare for
No.
what?
No.
Why would he be flaring?
Well,
Yeah, to land that tree.
if
If
you
you
pull the
flare,
brake, he's
you
talking
get
about you pull the
lift.
brake and you get that lift.
Yeah,
I see.
no, I didn't have time. After once I pulled the trims in, I was like, go straight or turn, go straight or turn. And that's all I thought, just turn. And when I made that judgment call, it was too late.
Yeah, and just
Nothing
after
else I could do.
a turn, your flare authority really sucks.
Right.
True.
And
You could have pulled brakes, which would have given you a little bit better, maybe a little bit better glide ratio, but then if you pull too much and you stall your wing, you'd be in serious trouble.
right.
Concerned about.
Well, we've been talking with you for 34 minutes, and we definitely appreciate you for talking to us about this. We are going to be doing the spinny wheel of Winnie thing, so make sure that you stay here. We're going to be spinning almost at 8 o'clock. But for now, how about we show fun things like our failures? So I'm going to go look and see what kind of fails I have on my account and share them. I got a couple of them actually. Here's one that's not mine, but I videoed it. So we had this particular person coming in for a landing. And he came in, everything was great. He landed, the wing came behind him, and turtle.
There it is.
And who, that was you?
That was not me, and I'm not going to tell you who it is. But if you know who you are, you know who you are. But I'm not going to say it on here. I don't want to embarrass anybody else.
No sense in that.
But I was searching for my turtle. I can't find my turtle. I actually turtled also, and I don't know where my turtle is. So, where's my turtle? I don't know where my turtle is. But here's one if you want to see. This is one of my motor outs. This is the one that my fuel line had a little split, a little crack or something, and it just died on me. And I was really far away from my LZ. I was on the other side of a river. I mean, no one could get to me, right? So I was like, oh my God, this is horrible. So this is me with my first motor out. I'm going to do the sound also because I can't remember what I said. So here I am. Let's go ahead and turn on the sound and that's supposed to be on the other side of the river, way over there, a couple miles away. And I'm looking down, I'm like, oh no. So I'm trying to pull start it.
Oh, come on.
So needless to say, I said a lot of wordy dirds. Everybody says the wordy dirds, right? So once I realized, crap, I can't start this thing. Now I'm looking down, and you notice that I always have lots of height, right? I always fly with lots of altitude. I really like to fly a couple thousand feet because, hey, if I have a motor out, I want to be able to glide wherever I want to glide. So this is one of my first motor outs many years ago. And I looked around and all I saw was wet, swampy area. There's no roads around. If I landed over here, I don't even know where the heck I am, right? Because way over there is Pinnacle Mountain. And you can see the ground is just soaking wet everywhere. So obviously I'm looking around, I'm going, okay.
See a field down here. I can see what's going on with my motor and maybe even relaunch. Okay,
so what do you do? I mean, you're looking down here and you're like, where am I going to go? And I was thinking, well, maybe, just maybe, I'll be able to land and figure out what's wrong with it, fix it, and launch. But look at the sunset. It's getting so close to dark. Well, needless to say, I was able to land. So Let's go ahead and go a little bit further. And this is another reason why I do a lot of my simulated motor routes on my YouTube channel, is because this is what happened to me.
Crap, fucking bullet.
Oops. So look at the deer down there. I was watching the deer, but I was like, where am I going to go? But thank goodness I've spot landed a lot, so I knew I could spot land this thing anywhere I wanted to.
Gosh darn it, look at the deer. Can't really tell.
And then I looked,
try to go over them trees.
and then right over here, I was like, oh, I can land inside here. I'm like, oh crap, there's barbed wire all around it. So there's stuff over on this side. So I'm like, oh shoot, I'm gonna have to go to the side of the barbed wire fence.
I don't want to get stuck fenced in. So we have to go outside the fence. Yeah, there's barbed wire and everything. Shit!
Oops. Said a wordy nerd. Sorry about that.
Hey, it's completely
Damn
understandable.
it, to Murgatroyd. Fuck.
Oops. Bad Sean. Bad grandpa. But anyways, so I landed here and I ran forward because the barbed wire fence was right next to me. So if I dropped the wing, it would have went all over the barbed wire fence. Thank God it didn't. I was able to go up here and I dropped it, got it fixed up, took off through the mud. So I want to show you something as far as learning how to trust your thrust. All right. So this is after I fixed it. Thank God I fixed it. This is all mushy, gross. So go forward, full throttle, lean back. I am going through all the mud and stuff, and I am sliding and slipping, and I made it. So I did make it back safe and sound. So it does happen to everybody. Anybody else have anything that they want to show with their oopsie doopsies? It's always fun to show your oopsie doopsies.
Sure. I got a couple. Let's see here. Let's go to my let's get this so I can share it, and then hit share screen, and then this screen, and it doesn't matter about the sound. So this was I was at a fly-in, and when I took off the winds were calm, but when I came back the winds were not. So even this being a Class A wing, you can see how bad this wind was throwing me around. It got pretty rough there. You're going to see that one of my tip skips collapsed. That happens twice, actually. That tip rolled in there. And it's just right. And this, mind you, this was my fourth go around trying to come into land. That's how bad it was. It's just like I would freeze in the air, then go forward, then freeze. And so right at the end, when I'm about to land and I start to flare, I get a little gust that lifted me back up in the air. So, I mean, I did like a knee land. Here it comes. Whoop, I get picked back up there and I just kind of slide to my feet. So, I mean, all in all, though, I didn't break anything.
And your motor was still running?
I was shutting it down. It was still spinning, but yeah, I was
Okay.
shutting it down at that period. The other one is the one that just happened. This is my trike landing. This is my first trike flight ever, but I should have went a little further. I thought I was getting too close to the houses, so I was like, I need to land now. So
I like how your feet are turning the wheel like you're.
yeah, I was willing it to turn. So and then it swings towards the truck. So I pulled brake to try and get away, and I just kind of bounced on the ground. No harm done though, no foul. That was it. It just shows that, you know, especially on your first trike flight, you shouldn't be trying to land in such a confined area. I literally thought that I was either going to land before the vehicles or after the vehicles, not right in the center of them, which is what happened.
Right. Wow. That's scary.
I got one I could share. I got one I could share. It's I think it's got some pretty good lessons involved in it. I mean, I learned them the hard way, but I mean, it landed. Everything turned out okay, all in all. Let's see here. Here you can see it. So here,
I think 1,500 feet's good. I better call in to the airport.
So I climbed. Number one mistake
And
was
there we go.
I climbed to 1,500 feet. And number two, I was fully trimmed up
No more fuel.
because I was trying to gain altitude, and I was thinking altitude's your friend, and
I don't know
I
what to do with this
was,
thing.
and then I thinking trimmed out, I should be able to go. According to Mac Para,
I'm gonna stay.
your trim or your glide ratio is 9-to-1, no matter what you're at. But I think now I know for sure that if you're trimmed all the way in, your glide ratio is definitely a little better than
Oh, yeah.
if you're trimmed out.
1,300 feet.
So in here, wisely, I had this. The other thing that I realized is from this point,
35 kilometers
I
an
could have
hour.
glided all the way to the airport because the
Okay, well,
airport
I'm
is
definite- I don't
right
think
up
I'm
by
gonna
that
make
lake
it
there, which is 2 miles away or a mile. Yeah, about 2 miles away. And I was at 1,500 feet. So I could have glided all the way there. I
I
had
don't
a
think I'm gonna make it
tailwind
there either.
and I was going about, I would say, probably
So I think
45
what
to
I'm gonna
50,
do
50 mile an hour.
is
I had plenty of time to make it there. But these are all things that I've
I
learned
think I'm gonna stay close to
after
Charlie's.
experimenting and practicing and
I thought
playing.
for sure you were setting this up to go. Now watch this plane go right in front of me. Literally thought that's what he's setting up for. If I had video of the one that went right over my head, I wish I had video of that. It literally went not 200 feet over our head.
I've
Scared
had
the
that happen
bejesus out of
too.
me. We knew it was coming, but I didn't know it was coming that close.
So here I checked the wind direction.
So when you turn around that 360, checking the wind direction, for people that don't know, what are you looking for?
I was looking to see what's the ground speed, basically how
Wow.
fast I was moving across the
Okay,
ground,
so the wind is definitely coming out of the west.
and that would indicate that which way I would be able to go into the wind. So if it seemed like it was going faster, I knew that I was going with the wind
I'm gonna
as
pull my
opposed
trims
to
to
against
right
it.
there. So they got relatively good lift.
So
So-
since this video, have you been practicing your spot landing so you can get to land wherever you want to?
I have, but you know, every day
Get
is
out of my
different,
seat.
and I can land pretty close to my target almost every time, but
I think
I have to
think the
admit
wind is gonna
that
switch directions.
can't do it every time.
Right. And this is October 19th of 21.
Yeah.
So it's been a couple of years. Obviously, looking back at this, you're like, man, I could have got a lot closer to those houses. I could have done something else. I could have done this.
Okay, you see this here? Okay, sorry to interrupt you, but I'm gliding and you can see exactly where I'm going to land there. It seems like I'm going to be landing right in this just
Get out of my seat.
right before this ditch, and that was where I was going for, right there. And it was looking really good until, like, it looks really good
I
there.
think
Looks like
the-
I'm
I
heading
think the
right
wind
for
is
this
gonna switch
area
direction.
where I want to, right in here. But then at the last moment, it changes a little bit, and I end up going straight for this ditch right there. You can see I'm going straight for the ditch now. So
I'm not liking
I
that
tried,
spot.
I did a last
Okay.
minute turn.
All right.
Yeah, that's pretty low to do a last minute turn. Wow.
Turn into the wind. Oh, the wind switched directions.
Oh gosh, it's still in my throat.
Oh, shoot.
See, all you needed was a car out there and you would have landed right next to
Definitely didn't want to go in.
Yeah, there you go.
Wow.
it.
Okay, guys.
Yeah. Well, anyway, I felt I had to turn because I was gonna hit that. I was gonna like smack right into that ditch otherwise.
Right.
I think David Wolf was asking what caused Butch's motor to go out. Do we know?
We don't know. There was like fuel in it, and it just stopped, and we weren't able to. As soon as he was on the ground, he could start it again. So we don't know what happened. It just
Yeah,
I
don't think that's been asked yet. So
it was just idling, and it just stopped. So I mean, it could be anything. I know that I tried to not idle mine also, because sometimes just idling it, it'll stop. So I think it was just an idle thing.
David Wolf sent us something he wanted to share with us, and I watched it. It'd be interesting to watch. Let me pull it up here. Probably make you feel good, Butch.
Is this his catch a fish?
No, it's a surprise. A surprise. Let's see. Is that showing?
that's Will at the pearly gates. What are you doing?
Right here? Can you see it?
Yeah.
I see.
Oh. What do you see?
I see you at the pearly gates.
I got the wrong screen then.
That'd be a good backdrop.
Okay.
That's cool.
Don't go into the light, Will. What are you doing?
The wrong one. 100 freaking screens open. So share screen. And okay, I got it. It's this one. All right. So can you see?
Yeah, we see it.
All right. So let me get to the right time, which is right there. And that should make it bigger. Do we want sound or no?
Sure.
No, we don't
No?
need to do sound, but we don't see it move or anything. Oh, there it goes. All right, so you already seen this before, right?
Yeah, but I didn't know. But I don't know if it.
Look at
gonna
those clouds.
much
That
good
doesn't
without
look
sound.
good.
Yeah, we see some really good clouds. There's a lot of famous people that landed in trees.
Those buses?
Oh, my. Oh, no. Hmm.
Dave Wood Beach tree. Dang, man.
I think Kyle O crashed into a tree also.
Three
That would
buddies.
make 3 of us, right? So you got Butch, Kyle. Have you crashed into a tree yet, Sean?
No, I don't plan on doing it either.
Either, man.
I'm too
Well,
afraid of
that's not
heights.
something you plan on. I can tell you that.
I'm too afraid of heights. When I'm flying, I feel perfectly fine. If I was on top of a tree, that would scare me. I don't do trees. I don't do ladders. I don't do top of houses. Nothing like that. I'm scared of heights, man. But when I'm flying, I have no problem.
But you own a ladder.
I don't do ladders.
Thank you, David Wolf, and hopefully we'll be at Bad Apples. I'm gonna try my best to get there.
Yeah, what's the dates for Bad Apple? Do we have the dates for that? I'm just trying to see what Bad Apples is obviously the big one. I just want to know when the dates for that are, as opposed to the Eclipse fly-in and the other one that's coming up here in the spring. Which if it goes between the one that we have here in Virginia and Bad Apples, I'm gonna have to go to Bad Apples this time.
Yeah,
I
want to go to Bad Apples because I've heard about that when I was just researching.
Yeah.
And I wanted to go. I really want to
May
go.
9th to 12th. Thanks, David.
Yes.
So David says that was an ugly tree and he hit every branch on the way down.
Oh man.
You've come a long way since then. Well, how far away is that tree, David?
Yeah.
I think so. He's pretty famous, and Kyle's pretty famous, and I guess Butch Fly is pretty famous now because he landed into a tree. I don't know if anybody else has landed in trees. You know anybody else that's landed in trees? That's a paramotor pilot.
That guy that threw his reserve at was it Bad Apples?
Yeah, that's right, Bad Apples. Who was that? Because Will helped him.
That was you wouldn't have asked me, I would have told you. I mailed him his reserve back. 10 minutes climbed up that tree all the way to the very top. And it was as tall as the tree you landed in, Butch.
You can
Mm.
ask
Like the
Bill
collar.
or Tony or any of them. If anybody's ever flown that Spring Hill Airport where Kyle trains, there's a lot of trees. There's a lot of trees. So I could see him landing in a tree for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, Elena Honeycutt did apparently.
Who did?
Elena Honeycutt.
Oh, she did? I didn't know that.
I didn't either. Yeah.
Yeah. So you're just in the top list of famous paramotor pilots.
And
That's
so,
fine.
so Bill H says Mark Honeycutt. So which one is it, Elena or Mark? Or both? Did they both fly into a
Oh.
tree?
They were doing a tandem, and
We have to get some tree patches, for our paramotors or something, start putting the trees on there every time you get a tree landing.
Let's just keep it at 1/ Butch, okay?
Right, yeah. Let's just keep it at one.
1/. So yeah, a lot of people, do things.
Broken prop.
Landing
There you
trees.
go. There you go, Jim.
yeah, Chad made me a broken prop demerit badge.
Demerit, that's hilarious. Well, speaking about broken props, let me show you something really interesting here. This is a very unusual way to break a prop, and a lot of people don't know that I did this, but look at this. This is weird.
Anything, and then we realized that this strobe whipped around,
Oh,
and
smack.
that's what
Yep.
hit my damn strobe.
That was a twofer there.
Broke my prop.
Yep. So that's one of my prop one of my prop breaks. So I don't have the one where I was foot dragging the gravel road, but I do have the prop. Hey, you know what? It happens. Paramotor pilots, if you video your paramotor stuff, you're going to have some videos of you doing something. One more, if we will, before we spin the spinning wheel, unless somebody else has something to share. I'm going to share this one right here. This one is also on my channel, and this was a touch and go crash. So they came in for a touch and go, and whoop, on the knees. And the wing is still up.
No trees. Look at all that space you landed in there. Had plenty of trees you could have hit.
I know, right? So got that one, and
What
then
flight was that, Sean?
Then got
That was a plant and not go.
Yep.
What flight was that? You remember?
Oh, not a clue.
Or was it when you just first started, or?
There's definitely a first start type of thing, but I don't believe this was me. So I wish I had more videos of me doing some cool stuff like this, but I don't think I do. And then we had another fun one. Yeah, there it is. Another touch and go crash. But you got to learn some way.
Whoa.
Yeah.
So, there's lots of oopses, and I don't think that you can really keep on going and get better and better and better unless you do crash or you do make mistakes. You break a prop and you learn from it, and then you do the video and you post it up online and say, hey, look at what happened. Number one, don't have a strobe that will whip around and break a prop, right? When you're making a big 180 without any motor, you're going to lose a lot of altitude. Thank you, Butch. Now we know.
Yep.
So there's a lot of things that are out there that people are posting, and it's not to make people say negative things or talk bad about people. It's like, look, I didn't have to post this. I posted this because I want other paramotor pilots to see what I did. Please don't do it, right? Just like unfortunately, we see a lot of prop strikes, fingers missing, chopped up arms and stuff like this for ground starting. We see that, and it's like, okay, I'm not going to ground start because, I'm sure each and every single one of them said, well, it ain't going to happen to me. I'm just going to go just ground start. And I've seen way too many videos about that. So we at the school teach, do not ever, ever, ever under any circumstance ground start. If it doesn't start, there's a reason that it's not starting on your back. Don't try to ground start it. It's not worth it. I like my digits. I like my skin being intact. I like my face. So be really, really super careful. I like this.
Yeah, Will showed me a video of somebody getting their hand cut by a prop, and that it's not safe for work or anything. I'm not even sure if their line got caught in the proper wet and it sucked their hand back into it. But the prop's gonna win, I'll tell you that.
Right. Yeah, I think that happened to Kyle. Didn't his hand
Yeah,
go
it did
back
happen
and-
to Kylo too, but his was a lot less severe than the one that Will showed me. That looked terrible.
You
There
saw
were
that.
several digits missing on that one.
And that's the one with the blood dripping, and he goes, "Oh, I chopped my fingers off." And
Yes.
the lady came over, and yeah, I think that was everywhere.
Ooh,
Yeah,
that was
Yeah, it
terrible.
was.
Ugh.
I
Yeah,
wanted to unsee it when I saw it, but it really should be required watching if you ask me. I mean, because that is the reality. If you ground start, you have a 100% chance of that happening eventually. You know,
Yes.
it takes one time, and it's all she wrote.
exactly. All right, I see Linda without glasses. That only means one thing.
Linda without
Do we need
glasses.
to take ours off? Okay.
Means hearts.
You and the heart. I'm not gonna say the other part because that's bad.
No, I'll tell you when, guys, because hey, the computer's really slow, and for some reason it's like lagging. Okay, when? You ready? 1, 2, 3. Got it.
I got sparkles because I put my thumbs up.
We got
You see, I put my thumbs up and it went
Yeah,
low
it got
and then
dark.
sparkled.
Whoa, snow's coming down. What in
Then
the
I
world?
do this and I have little hearts that come out.
It might be my black background that's doing it.
I'm just gonna say, hey,
Yeah.
you did a thumbs up.
I just got a thumb.
I got a thumbs up, and then
Yeah,
the
you
darn
do.
thing does a little thumbs up thing. See, it puts a thumbs up there.
Yeah, I've got
Oh,
that.
there
one.
it goes. Well,
Yeah.
thanks.
Hey, don't give up on that.
It's all good. All right, it's
That's all
8
I can
o'clock.
get is the thumb or
It's
the hand
eight-
up. That one
it's-
works.
It's
Yeah.
8 o'clock.
Everybody do the Linda.
8 o'clock.
That's funny. Yeah,
did-
I know. I
did
make
do
sure
one
that
stupid
when I
thing.
do a thing, it looks like my hands up.
Are we gonna say hey to the people in the chat? Is that what you mean?
Oh,
Yeah.
go ahead.
Absolutely. Linda's going to say hi to everybody in the
Gonna say
chat,
hi.
and then we're going
Hey.
to spin the spinny wheel, and then we're going to call it a night. You know, time change sucks, and I'm ready to go to bed.
Tell me about it. I had it all backwards. I was thinking for some reason I was gonna get an extra hour of flying time, but it's the opposite. It's
Yeah, it's definitely the opposite, especially sunset. When I leave work, it's already getting dark. I'd have to literally walk out my job's door and take off if I was going to get any flying time.
So before you do that, Linda, I just want to
Yes.
see that guy in the center of the wheel there?
Yes.
That's Mr. Tony Marzano, and
Oh Lord, Mr.
Oh.
Vegas.
his little dog. That's actual size there.
Yes.
Actual size.
Happy birthday, Tony Marzano.
Oh,
birthday,
Oh,
Tony.
happy birthday.
happy birthday,
Ah,
Mr. Vegas. Okay, back to business. All right. Hi, chatters. Welcome, welcome. Monday night. Thanks for hanging with us. Let's see what we got in the house tonight. We got Kramer, Plainfield PPG, 2 feet in a heartbeat. Tony Marzano, happy birthday to you. Travis DuPont, Joe Adele. Hey, welcome, Joe. We got Dewey Smilstead, my lovely. John Wayne Cowboy in the house. Yeehaw. 555, Angela Preslick, my lovely. Cliffy V, Bill H, my buddies in the house. We got Reddit Moment, Paul Marzano. We got Walter Peoria in the house, Mr. Australia, my sugar. We got Kenneth Kidwell, Hancock America, welcome, welcome. Flying Flamingo Jade, my lovely. We got Jets, Willie, and Mr. One and only, the David Wolf is in the house. Woohoo! And we got NTSSS in the house.
How do you pronounce it?
Nits, or also known as Never Trust a Skinny Chef Shane. And it should be a C, not
Oh.
an S.
Oh, how are you supposed to say it? You say what? And you have to say it like that?
It's,
Oh, I see. It's supposed to be NTSCS.
Never trust skinny Chef Shane. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, okay.
Overseas, it'd just be Pal S.
You put too many S's in there. Okay, I
Okay,
got
so there's a couple of others I didn't get on.
Janie. All
James,
right.
I didn't get James on there.
Yep, and shout
Oh,
out to
hi, James.
Travis. Shout out to Travis
Welcome.
DuPont.
That was awesome.
Okay.
At a fly-in, and we flew this last weekend with Travis. He made the
City
best.
Fly.
He made the best
Catfish. Oh
catfish
my God.
ever. Oh my God!
Amazing.
Really?
Yeah,
It was amazing. Him and his wife. Oh,
yeah. He and his wife are amazing people. I just had a really good time down there. Bill H was there too. Is Bill H in the house tonight? Yeah, Bill H.
Yeah.
Is in the house.
What's up, Bill
Yep.
H? Had a good time flying with you too, buddy.
yes. Sir.
Don't miss
Very cool,
2024
very
where
cool.
Sean gains 30 pounds.
What? Yeah.
Right.
It's
What
like
are we giving away tonight?
we're giving away something from Stay Bad Paramotor. Our
Yeah.
we had Daniello a couple of weeks ago that
The
shipped us out a
awesomest.
bunch of stuff, and we got that in the
Yes.
mail. So we got some hats,
Yes.
some stickers, and some other stuff. So we're going to be giving those away.
Yes.
Everybody that has won the last couple of weeks, don't worry, we're going to be sending those out sometime this week, and I'll text you and let you know that they're going out. So yay, we got some stuff for
Yay.
Daniello.
Yay.
Monster
shout out
thinks that the wheel's rigged. That's only because he didn't win last week.
Yeah.
That's what they said when I won on Roberts on paragliding talk the other night.
That was definitely rigged. There's no question about it. Post mom to win. You got to know.
You were laughing about that was funny. Oh, my mom won.
Shout out to
All
Doug
I did is
Hargis
I told him,
also.
show me the money. That's all. That's all.
Shout out to who, Sean?
Doug Hargis.
Yes.
Oh,
He
Doug's
put
in the house?
He put on the fly-in this last weekend.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, it was
cool.
awesome.
Yeah, it was awesome.
He's a nice guy too. We almost got to get him back on the show, huh?
We need to get everybody on the show the last day of the year, since this is our
Yes.
fourth season. So when we flick over to the fifth season in January,
Yeah.
it's going to be all crazy again. We're going to have all new people on here, and it seems like every year we change panels, don't we?
It's okay.
What's your dog's name, Tony?
It's probably 30 seconds behind us.
The last day
Yeah.
of this year
Takes
is
a minute.
123 123 is the date.
1, 2, 3, 1. What do you mean?
Well, it's 12/31 2023, so it's 123 123.
Oh, well, that's really cool.
Yeah.
I wonder how many people are going to get married on 1, 2, 3.
I don't know.
1, 2, 2, 3. 1, 2, 2, 3.
Not me.
I thought January. So January would be 1, right? Oh, 1. No, that'd be 24 then.
Be 24.
Jeez, time just flies
Yeah.
so fast. I still remember when it was,
about it.
1999.
Oh yeah, everything was gonna break.
Yep, that was
Oh, yep.
gonna
I
party
remember.
1999.
Yep.
And that was almost 24 years ago.
Boy, that's crazy. All
All right.
right.
So
Enough of the
dog's-
reminiscing.
the dog's name is Bodhisattva.
Wahi woohoo.
How do you yell that?
Let's go ahead and put the dog's name on the spinning wheel.
Yeah.
That's what I put in the chat. Should we do that since it's Tony's birthday? But Tony, if the
Yes.
dog wins,
Yeah.
it's not your gift.
Send him a
Yeah.
chew toy.
Yeah, put it in the spinning wheel just because I want to see
Yeah.
how you spell that.
All right.
Just
Yeah.
can you copy and paste it? Oh, okay.
Viva Las Vegas.
Can you see that now? At the
Oh
bottom?
yeah.
Yep.
I
Put
think
some grease on that wheel, Mr. Wheel.
Odie Zappa. Okay, we ready to spin?
We are ready to spin. I hope the dog wins now. I don't know why. I think it's just cool.
Oh, Kramer's on here too. I just saw Kramer. How did I
Shoot.
miss you, Kramer? Did I
Kramer's
miss?
Kramer's the
You did
first
not
one that
miss our
said something to
first
us
one
before we
today.
even started.
She's on
Oh,
the
Yep, she should be holding a blue wrench now too.
Kramer taught me how to do
love
the
you, Kramer.
what's
Love
that
that
point
girl.
game, Steve. That point game we play on your show.
Yeah.
What is that called? iCoins or something?
It's scuba bucks, but yeah, it's just a way to gamble on the channel while we're watching the show.
Oh,
And
you're
they
gonna
robbed my house. They all get in a car
Hold your
and they
breath,
bet
Sean.
money on robbing me, and then they either get away with stuff or they lose.
Oh,
Getting
breath,
close.
breath.
Oh,
$1,800 shipping bill coming right up.
oh,
Oh,
oh, Sugar wins.
Walter Priori, welcome. I mean, congratulations.
well, he's the one that said it was rigged, so we better spin it again. Then.
You did say it was rigged. That's right. And those are the rules. If you say it's rigged, we have to remove your name immediately.
Mhm.
See, Walter's not saying it's rigged today. So
He's not now. He just a minute ago he said that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Walter. You definitely need to get up with me. And I'm gonna have to take a second mortgage out on my house, third mortgage out on the house, since I'm still paying on the last one.
Yeehaw.
See, he's already having a good day. See, because it's already the next day.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah.
So he's
So-
already started his day. He already started his day with winning on the spinning wheel.
He won tomorrow.
There you go. Yep.
So Walter, you know how to get up with me, buddy. Get up with me on Messenger or WhatsApp or whatever you want to, and we'll figure out how to get you a winning hat or something. All right. Congratulations, buddy. It's been a minute since you won anything.
He's
And-
all happy now.
Oh yeah, he's like,
Yes.
won
Now he's not.
something."
Now he's not grumpy. He's not grumpy right now.
Yeah, so what's up with the Tucker Got 185 giveaway tomorrow?
Yeah, he's giving away a Mac Fly paramotor. He's got the contest is ended as of yesterday or the day before, I think. Yeah, it was Saturday. The contest ended. He's got the thing where every $5 spent gets you one entry. A friend of mine bought a wing from Tucker, so he's got a lot of entries. And apparently Tucker was saying that there's not a lot of entries this time, so you have a much better chance of winning. We'll see. I mean, I bought 3 things from him, so hey, I got a slight minuscule chance of winning.
I know, but when he says that there's not a lot like last time, was
Right.
that just because there's only 500,000 people that entered
That
instead of
he
a
didn't say
million
how
and a
many.
half? It would be interesting to
True.
see how many people actually bought stuff and how many entries there was and stuff like that, and how he spun that wheel.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
he
I want to
don't show
hear more
himself
fly
spinning.
stories in the chat.
I've got a question for everybody. Have you ever seen a Mac Para hat?
What?
Hat?
Hat?
A ball cap that says Mac Para on it?
The last Mac pair of merch I got with my wing was a shirt.
Yeah, I've seen the shirts, but no, I haven't seen a hat.
Well, I haven't seen any of it.
Hmm.
I was just wondering.
Anybody in the chat?
Existed.
Are you just wanting somebody to go, hey, I'll send you one?
You betcha.
Yeah, it wouldn't.
Jim, are you doing calendars?
Hey, if
Doing
you
calendar?
want, if you've got a cool picture that you want to put on the calendar, ppgcalendar.com. You better get it in there quick.
Yeah, you better remind people. Yeah, I was wondering if you still were doing it because, you haven't been around that much the last few months. You know what I'm saying? So
Oh,
now
I've
we
been
got to get
around.
back in the
Oh.
groove, Jim. You got to get back in the groove, and you have to say, "Hey, get your pictures in." It's calendar time.
It's calendar time. You got to get your pictures in. Unfortunately, we did have a bunch of pictures, but I had to get rid of some of them because they just weren't good enough quality, unfortunately.
What kind of
And
quality? See, that's what you'll have to tell people, like the quality of like what, like see my backdrop now. Is that good quality to send in? I'm using it as an example. Like if
No,
I wanted that on the
that-
calendar.
that's very poor quality.
Is it?
Well, it's blurry, right? You can
Because
see
it's a
that it's blurry.
screenshot. That's why.
Pardon?
Just screenshot, and then you send, I send it over so it
Exactly.
gets on the
So
back.
it's a screenshot. You could have sent the original file since you had it instead of
Oh, I still
screenshot.
do.
Yeah. So if you had used the original for your
Okay.
backdrop, it would look much cleaner and much clearer.
Oh, I probably did some, how you do that.
Yeah. So screenshots, don't even bother sending me a screenshot. I don't even, that's just a waste of time.
David.
The original, you want the original copy.
You betcha. The original.
That's a no-brainer, David Wolf. If you put Bad Apple's hats at Bad Apple's, people will buy them.
Oh yeah.
You know that. I mean, there's a lot of paramotor pilots that wear hats. Butch, Sean, Will, Kevin, Jim.
No, if that hat,
Just because I don't have a hat
Are
on.
you judging
that
us?
hat looks like a bad
You gotta
apple.
hide that helmet head.
Hey,
Gotta
Sean,
hide that
did you
helmet
get,
hair.
did you get
Need a haircut, Butch.
John, did you get Walter's address? Never
Um,
Skinny Chef Shane. I'm just gonna give it to everyone. It's 123 Kangaroo Lane, Melbourne, Australia, and he says to leave the package at the door next to the Wallaby. Kangaroo Lane.
That's it. I remember that. Looks like Kent Stamey's in the house too. What's up, Kent Stamey? Good to see you.
Amy in the house.
Just missed the spinning wheel too, buddy.
Dang it. And you missed it.
Last
By
time I saw
that much.
Kent was back at Moonshiners, I think.
Mm,
It's been a minute.
let's go.
So I bet it's been a couple years back in Moonshiners. That's crazy. Time flies like a paramotor pilot.
Yeah, man.
Anybody else got any crazy stories out there in Chatterland? Anything,
I did one thing that was stupid that I guess bears noticing. So usually when I travel with my paramotor, I put bungee straps around the prop so that it won't spin while I'm going down the road.
Right.
I had put the paramotor away in my garage, and I was just gonna start the motor up and warm it up in the backyard. So I had it on my back, wasn't paying attention, and I started it. And when I just started to give it a little bit of gas, and it sounded funny, and I was like, man, I didn't take the stupid bungee straps off. Luckily, it was a clutch drive, so it didn't really do anything. But you notice real quick if the prop's not spinning. I guess if I were to really hit the gas, it would have just cut them. But yeah, that's something to look out for.
And that just reminded me of another prop that I broke.
Really?
So yeah. So if you ever land out, and I've landed out a couple of times where I couldn't start the motor, so I had to ground start. So what I do is I put a rope around or a tie around the prop. So in case it does go full throttle, it's not going to go and spin, right? Because it's on a clutch. I was out. I was in the middle of nowhere. Nothing I could do. I did put that around the prop. I checked to make sure it wasn't, it went all the way free. And when I pulled it, it went full throttle. The little thing broke. The spring thing broke at the throttle. It spun. It caught that thing, and it broke the prop, and it killed the motor. So even though I checked everything, even though I put a thing around the prop to keep it from spinning, and it had a clutch, it could have been really bad. So that's when I had to have one of my friends come and get me. And it was pretty, you think that it's not going to happen to you, right? Throttle goes all the way in, all the way out. You put a prop thing around it. you start the motor on the ground because, hey, you try it. And that's the only time that I ever did it. And I broke the prop, and I'm like, I will never start the motor again ever for any reason on the ground. So
Tony, I completely agree with you about the checklist thing, but my only defense is I was not going flying. I was just making sure my gas was still okay that was in the paramotor, just giving it a quick start. And I wasn't flying, so I didn't do the whole checklist about the prop and all the screws and everything, but it's probably a good idea to do it anyway.
what did he say? I didn't see what he said in the.
He said checklist, simple, just saying. So he's like, if you do the checklist, then you would have caught those bungee cords on there. But I may have been working on the paramotor for a while, and I just never thought about taking the bungee cords off, and I just strapped it on and started it.
You know what that is, Steve? That is words of wisdom from an old man. It's your birthday, Tony, man. You're a year older. He's getting wiser.
Words of an old man. I love it.
Wisdom.
Wise old man. Wisdom of a wise old man. Definitely. Yeah. All right. So it is 8:19. We spun the wheel, and I have to mortgage my house again to send something to Walter. Congratulations. That's awesome. We had a great show tonight. Does anybody in the panel have any questions before we continue?
I do. I've got a question. I was wondering, do you know how far you can glide nil wind based on your altitude? Have you calculated it out? Has anybody calculated it out? I just happened to be messing around doing it tonight, and it's very interesting. You can actually calculate that out.
Okay, where the trim setting for it? And what trim setting are you talking about?
Well, you will have to look up your glide ratio based on your wing.
Uh-huh.
And then you can calculate basically how many feet you can go at, say, 1,000 feet. And you can calculate it from there in your head. It's pretty simple.
Okay, I don't know how to calculate things in my head. I wish I had a better calculator up here, but I don't. So how would you do that, Jim?
So what I did was I calculated a mile.
Mm-hmm.
How high do I have to be to glide without a headwind or a tailwind 1 mile? And
okay.
then I have to be 586 feet high.
To glide a mile?
Yep.
I don't think so.
Mine is a 9-to-1 ratio, 5,200 feet divided by 9. Now, did I calculate that wrong?
So at 500 feet, you can glide a mile.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's other things that play a role into that.
Yeah, if there's any wind whatsoever blowing in any other direction, that's not going to happen.
Unless it's a tailwind, then you can go further.
Oh yeah, then you can really go. You can cover some ground then.
And if it's 2 hours before sunset or an hour before sunset, you still got a little bit of updraft from thermals, so that'll help.
Well, what trim setting are we talking about? All the way in, neutral?
For me, that's all the way in.
Okay. And you can go a mile at 500 feet.
600 feet.
You can go a mile at 600.
586. Yeah.
Last thing I want to do in an emergency, though, is to start doing math in my head because I'm no good at math.
But
I know I guess
the point is, though, is that if you're 600 feet up, you can go approximately a mile. And in Saskatchewan, where I live, there's road every mile. So it's easy to tell where a mile is.
You mean it's on that way, or road every mile?
There's a road almost every mile, if not every mile, every 2 miles. So you can tell.
So technically, before next show, Kevin should have already been there and got more flights in. So we'll be able to see that because I'm sure Sean's going to get video. He wouldn't let us down like that.
No.
I mean, he might miss a great video moment like Butch landing in a tree or something.
Yeah, you got to top Butch's landing now.
Top Butch's landing? I don't know about that one.
I tried to find my landing, but it's not on my YouTube. I guess I forgot to put it on there. I think it's on Sean's YouTube.
No, you put it on your TikTok. When you put it on your TikTok, I figure, okay, you want it public? I'll throw it on
Yeah,
TikTok.
that's fine.
So I put it on TikTok also for you.
Yeah, I tagged Paramotor Arkansas and you in it. So
Well, I don't want to be associated with that.
sure.
Look at what
Hey.
Sean told me to do. No.
Yeah.
Before I
Yeah.
forget, Sean, tomorrow is Shane's doing a show 8 p.m. Eastern, and it's going to be talking about the real cost of paramotoring, the real
Ooh.
cost, not just the what it takes to get into it. Going to be talking about that, plus the last 4 years of flying, what the experience has been, the good, the bad, the ugly, whatever.
Like as in you lose your wife because you haven't had any time for her.
Yeah, something like that. You know,
That type
family
of
plays a role for sure.
Well, some wives are like, thank you for leaving. You can go a little bit.
Yeah, why didn't you
You can
start this
stay a couple
earlier?
more weeks if you want to. Go fly. I have time to myself at the house.
I could stick with you for another year or two for sure.
Now, if you're lucky enough to have a supportive spouse in this sport, man, you're golden. You're really
Yeah.
blessed.
Absolutely, 100%. All right. Any other questions in the super chat or on the panel before we say goodbye to everybody?
I got a statement.
Okay.
I just released day 7 of the PPG trip to the Southern Utah Paramotor. So please check it out.
It's
Oh.
finally released. Oh, yeah. It just popped up on my screen.
There you go.
Yeah, and if you live in the Southeast US, check out Southeast Paramotor Group on Facebook. Love to have you.
Absolutely. And tell us really quick about what I'm looking at over here at ppgcalendar.com.
That's the order page. And I haven't updated that. But there's your photo submission page. You can submit pictures there. These are some of the pictures, the ones that are valid that can be used for this year's calendar so far. So as you can see, we don't have 12. We're going to need at least 13.
Ooh,
That's some
I'll
really
have to
nice
send
pictures.
over.
Put them in there.
Hard to
yeah.
take pictures of myself, so I have to wait for other people to do it.
Cool.
Well, you can take them from your videos too, right?
Yeah, but
Well,
that would be bad quality. So
yeah, that's screenshotting.
It doesn't have to be a screenshot. You can pull it right out of the video when you're in your when you're making the video. You can pull it out of there.
Mm.
Pull the
Ah.
phone out.
Wow.
I guess that's our next show, how to pull good shots out of a video, and how to make your money smell like maple syrup. That's our next show. So what is our next show? Paramom? We got anybody next show?
Yes.
Well,
My poor calendar. It's like it's so falling apart. It's been a very busy calendar this year. Busy year. Been a good year. On the 13th, we have Daniel Leakey is going to be in the house. So this is going to be a really fun show. I'm looking forward to meeting him and learning about all his flying adventures and everything. And yeah, I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. So I still got an opening on November 20th. So if y'all want to be on my show, let me know. See, I said my show. You want to be on
wow,
the show?
that link says this page is unavailable. Will
It does.
Yeah.
USA.com takes you right to my
says
Facebook.
yeah, this page isn't available. The link must be broken. Blah blah blah.
Which page? What are we looking for?
The Southeast Paramotor Group. Now I'm gonna try and shorten it and see if I can get.
Wait a minute.
There we go. This link works.
Yeah.
It double posted your link some kind of way, but oh, and I just put it in twice. Wow. 90 was that 9055. That one should work. But yeah.
We'll figure it out. Thank you, Steve.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I am in that group. I wasn't sure if I was in it or not. Okay.
Yeah, we let you in. We took a vote.
Cool. Appreciate it. I am in the southeast, I think.
Yep.
All right. Well, I'm going to try to
Cool.
get into this too. I mean, if he can get in there, I want to get in here.
Yeah. So did you change the link?
Yeah, I changed it to where it's just the last half of the link. It just says facebook.com groups and then the number that takes you right to the group.
Okay.
Yeah.
For some reason, it was like double posted in your link and it was saying it was bad. I don't know why it did that.
Bad link. Bad.
Bad link. Bad. All right. Well, excellent. Well,
Cool.
I had a really good time. Will Fly, thank you for putting all the names in the spinny wheel. Thank you very much, Jim from Canada, and your maple syrup smelling money, doing everything that you do, like your ppgcalendar.com. We appreciate that. Your flying shenanigans over at careppg.com. And of course, going over to carepp.com or using your QR code on your backdrop. That way we can get to you, and use PPG Grandpa as a special code to get 10% off of anything that you want, especially if you want to get your Paramotor calendars from Jim. Scuba Steve, thank you for everything you do. I definitely enjoy your podcast. Do you call it a podcast on Friday, or you just?
I don't know what you would call it. It's something.
Your get together on Friday, your paramotordude.com, your hangout. I love the Scooby-Doo hangout for sure. Butch Fly, thank you so much for joining us and sharing your story. We're very glad that you're safe, glad that your paramotor didn't break or anything, and we will do an update on what the wing looks like and how they repaired it, how much it cost, how long the turnaround was, and stuff like that. Kevin H will be here late Friday night and the weekend, so hopefully we'll have some really good wins so we can get them up in the air and do some more stuff. And Paramount, thank you for everything you do as far as getting us all the people here on ClearProp TV.
Welcome. I love it.
Good luck with that,
it.
Kevin. It will scratch your itch a little bit, but it's not going to go away.
Yeah.
Just saying, it'll scratch it some. You're going to feel really good after that next flight, but you're still going to want more. I mean, it's just the way it is.
It definitely is. And Walter, from tomorrow, do me a favor, get up with me, and we'll talk about getting you something from clearproptv.com. Any other questions that we missed in the super chat, or any other questions or statements or anything that we want to talk about before we say goodbye to everybody on the panel?
I just want to say shout out to all my chatters tonight and viewers and listeners and all that. We so appreciate you on Monday nights hanging with us. We love y'all. And every time I get a new guest on the show, it's a new parafriend. And you get to learn all kinds of things about what they've been doing, about their life and and the flying and all that. And I really enjoy it. It's just fun finding it's one big family. That's what it is to me. You guys are like my family, and it keeps getting bigger. And I'm looking forward to next year. We're doing even bigger things, right? So if you want to be a guest on the show, just go ParamountUSA.com, take you right to my Facebook page, and just say, I want to be on your show, Paramount. There you go.
Easy peasy.
Bunches.
Easy peasy breezy. Shout out to Doug Hargis. Thank you for an awesome flying this last weekend. Travis, thank you so much for cooking. That was awesome. Bill H, good flying with you. I definitely need to get together. Everybody that went to the flying is welcome to come over here for our secret flying for April 8th of next year. Don't tell anybody, and you guys are all welcome also. If you know me, text me, and hey, if you got my number, and you text me, say, hey, I want to be over there for the what do you call that, the
Oops.
Clips.
The eclipse, right? The
Eclipse.
eclipse, that big word. The eclipse flying. Definitely get up with me, and I'll let you know where it is, and obviously when. April 8th. Hopefully, weather permitting, we'll be able to fly during a full solar eclipse.
Walter says, give Tony the hat, by the way. Maybe because it's his birthday. I don't know.
Give Tony the hat. Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's what he says in chat. I mean, I didn't type
Well,
that. Give Tony the hat.
That's all for big man.
Yeah, it is.
Can't anyone read my chat about? I just did, Walter.
Oh.
Very nice, Walter.
Well, that was
Very
very nice.
Who Walter was?
Forgiving.
All right. So, Tony, happy birthday, and text me,
Birthday, Tony.
and
Yes.
we'll send you the hat. All right.
Yes.
Anything else? If not, thank you so much for joining us today. Clearproptv.com. Make sure you go over to our Facebook page, search for Clearprop TV Paramotor Podcast. Make sure you say hello, because we're going to be giving away some stuff on that page also. So make sure that you go there. We'll add that link down below. We also got ppgcalendar.com in the link below. And thank you. We got to get out of here before Butch falls asleep.
Yeah.
And
Don't
we'll see
forget
you.
Northern Lights Paramotors LLC. Get you up in the air.
And if you want
Fun.
tomorrow night, 8 o'clock, don't forget ppgshane.com. We'll see you there on YouTube.
Oh, yeah.
Tomorrow, be there or
I'll
be
be there.
square.
That's right.
All right. Good night, everybody. And we'll see you next week here on clearproptv.com.